Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to can some pickles. First thing, sanitize those jars. We got hot water, soap, and a little bit of bleach. We're just going to wash them, clean them, let them dry. Next thing you need, of course, is some pickles, fresh out of the garden. You're going to need you some vinegar and some canning salt. This is what we're working with today. So let's get started. Alright, so the next step after you've got everything clean and sanitized and letting it dry, all your utensils need to be clean and sanitized, even your surfaces. I just use bleach and hot water and some soap. You do what works best for you. For the surfaces, I just use a Lysol. We're going to get started chopping. So I just do mine in like the sandwich chip style. But if you like it long ways, you do it your way. You make your pickles the way you want them. But this is how we're going to chop ours. And that's about how we're going to do them. Alright, let's get started, guys. Okay, guys, so I've already chopped up all my cucumbers. I used about 4 medium-sized cucumbers. Now we're going to chop up our onion, and then we're going to put them in the water bath to set for a few minutes while we get everything else ready. So here we go. Just chop that onion right up. They don't have to be pretty, just however you like it. I'll be right back. So this is all I'm going to use in this batch for these bread and butter pickles. So we'll just do that. We're going to add it right into the cucumbers here. We're going to go over here and get it started in its cold water and salt bath. I'll be right back. So the recipe calls for 1/3 cup of the pickling salt here. And we put a bit of ice in there and water. We're going to cover this in all that pickling salt. Then we're going to fill this entire thing up with water with cold water until everything is covered and coated really well. There we go. Now we're going to place these in the fridge and we're going to let them set. Okay guys, so now we're going to work on our bread and butter pickles after they've been sitting in the refrigerator for about an hour and a half. And so in this I've got 7 cups of water, and I'm going to put in 7 cups of apple cider vinegar for these because that's the way we like it around here. So we're going to do 7 cups of this. This does make a big difference in the taste. I'm making a mess. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, we got our 7 cups of apple cider, 7 cups of water. Now we need our 1/2 cup of pickling salt. We add that to the mix and let her simmer and boil. Now, when you do these pickles, you do have to let them set in that water bath in the refrigerator for at least an hour and a half or more. The longer they sit, the better it is for you. So I'm doing this while I got my husband at home to help me, so we're getting it done. Alright. There's our 1/2 cup of pickling salt. This is what I'm using. Forgot to mention you got to add in 3 cups of granulated sugar into the apple cider vinegar mix here and let that simmer up. Using diet. We'll just give her a good mix here. Let that salt dissolve really good. And I'll be back when we're ready to get the jars. First, we take the pickles out of the refrigerator. We're going to rinse them and drain them. And we'll pack our jars. Just rinse them with some cold water. Alright, now we're ready to pack the jars. Okay guys, so I forgot to record the part where I prepared the jars and packed them with the spices for the bread and butter pickles. But this is just me showing you what to do. You chop up a half of an onion into like quartered pieces, and you put a few of those pieces in each jar. You chop up an garlic into quartered pieces, and you put a few of those pieces into each jar. And then you add in like a teaspoon of turmeric, a teaspoon of mustard seeds, and a teaspoon of pickling spices, and you pack it with your pickles and pour the brine over that afterward. You want it bubbling and boiling when you put it in. We'll get it done. Okay, so we've got them packed. We've got the lids and the rims ready to go. Now you want these to be not bent and preferably new, but your lids have to be new. You have to use new lids every time you can. Make sure there's no damage on that around it, or that it's not bent. And then we're going to get started. Make sure your brine is bubbling and boiling. You want it to be good and hot. And then you're going to take and pour it in. Alright guys, so we've got our jars full. This is what they're looking like. We're going to take some of our brine and we're going to fill up our jars here. Just bring this as close as I can. Remember, when you're doing this, leave a little bit of headway so when they boil in the hot water bath, they don't explode. About right there. We're going to do that to all 8 of these. I'll be right back. Okay guys, this is what the jars are all looking like, packed up. The brine on top of them. The next step you got to do is take you a clean towel or washcloth, and you're going to clean around the rim and the brim of every single jar to make sure there's no residue on them. No seeds, any of that. Once you get all of the jars' rims cleaned off, make sure there's no seeds on them, no liquid on them. You're going to tighten on your lids. Once you get your lids tightened, we're going to get them into the hot water bath. Again, you put them into the hot water bath for 15 minutes, and once they're out, you let them sit on the counter, just like this, and you'll start hearing them pop. Okay, so once your cans have been going for 15 minutes, you pull them out of your hot water bath, and you're going to put down you a towel. I've got me one over here. We're just going to set them here on this towel and let them cool. And as they cool, you're going to start hearing little pings. That means that your jars are sealing. I'll be back when one does it for you. Okay guys, so we've got them all cooled, and they're going to ping and seal, and then you can put them away. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy your pickles. Bye.